but there is a match about to start, which is Demi vs PiG in AZVP.
We are here for video games. The category is StarCraft, not just talking. So let's get in there.
Do it.
Oh boy, I'm actually super excited for this one, Zepph. I'm starting to get the energy is building up because I have no idea what it's going to look like. Zero idea what it's going to look like. And I'm not going to say that like I'm an expert and I should know all these things and blah 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 blah. I actually have no idea. So it's really really exciting to not know with all the the amount of games that we see and the amount of games that we cast, being relatively active community members.
Yep. It will be a learning experience. So let's lock on to Insano's camera as we've loaded in here on Kairos Junction. And our first player here in the bottom right, in the red, his name is Demi.
Certainly is. Still representing OSC Elite. And in the top left, this might as well be a Twitch logo next to this Nexus, because that is his main bread and butter. This is Mr. Jared Pig Krenzel himself.
It is. I'm still adjusting to seeing a Nexus there. Like, in my head, he's still forever Zerk. So it's tilting me a little bit. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, to see how he goes here. He's going to poke down here, maybe be a little bit annoying and try and block that. And Demi actually goes straight past him. Is he really going to straight away take that third base? Nice.
Yeah, this is actually super common, and a lot of the European Zergs have been doing this against some of the Protosses that they feel like are going to be a little bit cheesier, because the early probes can block this hatchery for a very long time. And Zergs have just realized, like the Zergs at WCS Ukraine that were up against players like, Haas and some of the more aggressive, like Goblin, that sort of thing, the more aggressive Protosses, they were just like, nah, I'm not doing the dance. I'm going to take the third as a natural because I plan to go to 3 bases anyway. I'll just take the third base down here later.
Yeah, exactly. There's a few Protosses that have kind of always done that too. Blisk comes to mind, and we did see him sort of pylon block for a little bit in the Group A matches. And he also comes from the time where it was really trendy to not just pylon block the natural, but, cancel it, rebuild it, drop a gateway, be extra annoying and delay it as long as possible. We didn't see him quite go that extreme, but it's interesting how there are a lot of Protosses sort of bringing that back and bothering to block that a little bit more. But here we have something a little different from PiG.
Yeah, this is almost certainly a Stargate here from Mr. Pig. Proxy Stargate's still pretty powerful in this matchup if you can get that down there. There are some other proxies you can do. He starts the Adept, starts Warp Gate, cancels it, goes, oh, wait, yeah, I need that Stargate up. So if Demilove has that Overlord over the natural, he knows it's Stargate already. He just doesn't know where it is because you delay Warp Gate to get this structure down.
Yeah. So he's already got these lings sort of wandering around. He may end up going down there. It's kind of like a really out of the way spot that you wouldn't really go there first, second, or third with your scouting path. He's going to poke in here, though, and because there's nothing blocking that wall, he will be able to get a nice circuit around the base, count pylons, and go, okay, hold up. Where is this extra structure that I'm expecting? And in the meantime, that first Adept just having a little bit of a poke at the Zerg base.
Demilove would know that this is probably a proxy Stargate at this point, having seen just nothing but Adepts, no structures out there. Actually, he might think it's some other kind of proxy. He's making a ton of lings right now. As we know, they don't really deal with flying units very well, the Zergling. They don't quite have that patch yet where they jump up and grab things from the sky and pull it down to the ground. Fungal used to do that. Remember that?
Yeah, you're right. He's actually already getting spores, and the interesting thing is with this amount of lings, he could actually beat PiG back to his house and sort of run by if he didn't have a unit in that wall. But it looks like he's sort of blocked that off now, so not so much of an option. But he can still try and chew down that wall because there's not a lot here to defend.
Certainly not. And these structures, while they do have while the hole is plugged here, the Cytocore and the Gateway are still very, very vulnerable. Oracle does get into the main base of Demilove, hasn't done any damage though, and it's quite low on hit points. And look, Pig is just getting linged right now. He's going to get Warp Gate finished at least, but that's still devastating. Oh no, the lings are in. Pig's in a world of trouble.
Getting absolutely smacked here. I think this might be a very quick game one because he's going to take that pylon out. The Whopping doesn't even finish. The Lings in the main mineral line as well, and Demi is just flooding more and more Lings across the map, identifying that Pig had a very big weakness here and making the most of it. To be honest, he's protected a lot more probes than I thought he would, though.
Yeah, well, that's going to be GG right there. Demi getting a very straightforward game one. He's just like, oh, you're up to something weird. I'm just going to hold that Z button and A move, and and hopefully it goes well.
And it certainly did. It's an interesting game one. I liked the idea from Pig to proxy the Stargate. It had good potential, but unfortunately, Demi getting that full scout off going, well, kind of have nothing at home if I just make 30 Lings.
Yeah.
For a pretty short game.
I mean... Yeah, very short game. Went for the proxy Stargate and got punished super hard for it. So unfortunate there for young Piggy. Hopefully manages to do a bit more damage in game two because he honestly, I think he killed some Lings. And I think that might have been it. Like it was all Demi for the first few minutes there.
Yeah. Over in less than 5 minutes. So we'll pop into the next lobby. And hopefully Pig will be a little bit more warmed up. He was laddering like right up until we went live. So he shouldn't really have an excuse, but you know, anything happens in tournament matches, and Kings Cove is going to be map number 2.
Certainly will. Bit more of a you know, one of those maps that has a bit of a rush distance through the middle, a lot of terrain to be able to get like to basically avoid your opponent's eyes and ears. If you manage to, you know, get run-bys happening and that sort of thing, it can be pretty powerful in this map. In fact, Demi might be just feeling Lings and Pig's weakness at the moment, or just feelings. You know, when a Zerg is extremely confident, they will just go, oh, okay, well, I can just make a Roach Warren really early and end this series in a few minutes, which Demi you know, he's not one to mess around. He plays to win, but if he feels super confident, he will just snap your neck and step over your body onto the next game.
Yeah, and honestly, that's when Demi plays his best, when he's confident. And it's one of the things I love about him as a player. Every season, he comes back with the mindset that he's going to, like, kill the most terrifying person in the bracket with, like, a 2-0, a 3-0, whatever. And I love that he brings that attitude every time. And when he can ride that momentum, he gets extra scary. So let's see how we go in game number 2. This is the man in question in the bottom right in the blue trunks. It is Demi.
Certainly is. In the top left, the opponent against the ropes. You know him, you love him. He's the caster, the streamer, Mr. Jared Pig Crensel.
See if he makes all his structures in his base this time round. Might want to take it a little bit more of a standard game, but you never know. There's actually a lot of places you can hide stuff on this map too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like a lot of great run-by paths, also a lot of areas where you can proxy that's hard to scout. And if we get to the mid-game part where there actually are armies hitting armies, there's a lot of great terrain to be able to abuse if you're, you know, if you're the race that has sort of like the longer range siege units. You know, there's no Terrans in this one, so there's no siege tanks, but I'm talking about things like Colossi, Corrosive Bile, surrounds, and that's what you get some great surrounds in that choke point in the middle of the map. Who was it? Rainer. Get some amazing surrounds there with like Ling Bane coming in from the north and from the south. Like you can use that high ground and just catch your opponent unawares, stuff like that. Cool map.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Definitely utilize that for the big engagements, 100%. And it's not the worst map for going a 3-base build too. So tuck yourself in up a couple of ramps, sort of sit your main army in the middle. Your main base does have a fair bit of room, so things like Niduses and War Prisoners can sometimes go unnoticed in those dark corners where you may not have a structure yet, but otherwise, yeah, it does lend itself to longer games a lot of time, but we'll see what Pig has planned. I feel like you know, Demi took advantage of a glaring weakness that he saw early on last game, but otherwise he tends to just be pretty happy to just macro up and see what his opponent's doing and respond to that accordingly.
Yeah, we'll see what Pig's going for here. You see that he's not going for a Stargate this time, or if he did, it would be a little bit later. So we're seeing a Robo get plopped down for Mr. Piggly Wiggly, and it is back at home. So Demi should be able to get up to sit 3 bases pretty safely here, send some Lings out in the map to have a little bit of scout. Pig's come in with the probe and made sure that it's not a pull first, that he's not being flooded in the early stages of the game. He should be able to at least unveil the first part of his plan.
And there goes that third base. So a pretty good follow-up. You can get yourself some Immortals for defense. You can get a Warp Prism, which basically everybody's been doing lately. So the Observer, of course, clear up some of that creep. But he's actually going to follow up with the Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight Count's going down with the robotics facility, and this is a prism pretty quickly here for Pig. It kind of looks like with the Twilight finishing up that I would kind of expect, like, potentially an Archon drop, but this actually could mean a few things. If Pig, say, pulls out of gas or something like that, or actually he doesn't have that many gateways, so probably not going to be like a big warp gate all in, but I'm feeling like a potential Archon drop here for Pig, maybe with like a Templar Archives and Charge. That's sort of like the most popular way to, like the most standard way, I guess, for Protoss to do it. We are seeing Charge, so we spent a Templar Archives in a second here. And Dem Archons.
Yeah.
No? Immortal?
Oh, okay.
Is this... Oh, no. I think, Zepph, this is a weird build that some of the players have been talking about a little bit. You get Immortals. You pretend that you're probing. And then you just see he just canceled the probes there. He's going for the Marjorie. This is a build by a player called Marjorie on the European ladder. It is just a big Immortal Charge lot all in. But it looks like you're going economy, like just Prism harassment.
Now, having scouted a little bit so far, Demi has only really seen the structures at the front. So he still hasn't gotten a full look at the main. Pig is being very diligent about not letting him in there. He's got a stalker parked on the side. There's those 6 extra gateways coming in for that big attack. And Demi's sort of been trickling in Lings. He's starting to morph in some Banelings and stuff. Looks like he's solely focused on production. So does he know this is coming at this point? Because Lings and Bans are going to be great against those charge lots.
Yeah, this is something that it's hard to read, but that Overlord getting in the main base is going to confirm what's happening here. He knows Demilove is making Banelings, he's getting Lings up back at home. And with the Banelings and the Lings, he should be okay on paper. He's read this correctly, so he knows exactly what he's up against.
Yeah, very nicely done. Not one to be fooled by Pig's tricks, and here comes the first warp in of Zealots. Cool looking Warp Prism skin, by the way. He's going to march up to that third base. Queen's here on the front lines, taking a few hits, but in calm, the Banelings, the Lings actually get great surface area on those Immortals, and the Banelings are free to chase down the gateway units.
Pig is already in a ton of trouble, Zepph. This did almost nothing. It killed, once again, Pig has killed some Zerglings, he killed some Banelings, yeah, but he's lost his entire push. He did not get a surprise Demilove. He did not manage to catch him with his pants down. And Demilove, with this Overlord coming in at the perfect time, scouted him, read him, and is just ejecting him from his own turfs. Get the hell out of my house. Pig is like the vampire going inside of the house, and Demilove is rescinding his invitation. That vampire is just flying out the front door.
Yeah, this doesn't leave him with too many options. I mean, he's sitting on a fairly low probe count, around 37. Having the Warp Prism, it sort of lets you have some option for harass, but he's got so many Queens, and Demi has so many ground units that he's deciding to march across the map and starting to get flashbacks from game number 1 here as he starts to chew down that wall.
And honestly, I think this might end just like game number 1 as well. Pig is recalling to bring back his Prism, but unfortunately, with the Sentry, he can maybe get a force field off and stop a bunch more of these Lings. It's going to be a tough hold, though. At least he doesn't have any structures that the Banelings can bust through, but that gateway on the top is nearly dead. And he force fields that just in case the gateway goes down. So Pig is surviving for now. That third base is not happening, at least not for a while here.
I mean, it's worth a shot. He's got to get something done here, but yeah, it's not looking too great for him at the moment. He's going to waddle out here. With the Sentries and Immortals, he can survive a surprisingly long time, so I guess his option here is to just turtle up, try and play it slow, build up a force that Demi can't really throw himself at and get that third base. But in the meantime, Demi kind of has free reign. He's got 3 bases fully saturated. He can look towards a 4th now, starting to pump out some upgrades as well, and he should be pretty well prepared for whatever Pig's next step is.
I mean, Pig just looks like he wants to go up in the Archons, potentially Storm as well, which is all fine and good. Unfortunately, he's going to be up a lot of Roaches, and the Zerg is almost up 20 workers. Like, Demi is ahead in pretty much every way. He's even got +1 attack earlier than the Protoss does. So this is all Zerg right now. And Pig's going to come across the map and try and force a response into Demi, but Demi still has a good chunk of army alive, and most of it's actually here on his creep as well.
Yeah. And it looks like Pig's kind of popped himself in the middle of the map. He's looking for anything, really. Anything he could pick off. A little bit of info. Demi, similarly, keeping tabs on what Pig's doing. Because really, he's in such a good position. He just needs to make sure he knows what's coming. So he doesn't get surprised by anything. He should be totally fine. He's actually dropping a Spire as well. In kind of an odd position. Like, not the one you did exactly send an observer straight over. But he's going to have all the tech he could possibly need available to him.
Yeah, we got that Storm on the way here. Now, Demi, when he's up against Protoss and he doesn't want to deal with a ground army, you know what he gets? It stands upright. It's got a long shaft, a mushroom head, and it pulsates. That's right, guys. I'm talking about the Spire. It's right there on the screen. And he likes just getting a lot of mutas. The muta switch is like all Demi. If the nameplates were gone and a guy just drops a Spire when he's like, oh, I have to deal with Immortal soon. And I'll be like, oh, it's my boy Demi. Easy peasy.
Yeah. That's it. And nice little bit of damage here. If you can do things like this, you know, that's certainly one way back into this game. You see Demi drop a Spore immediately to try and cut off at least one of those warp-in points. But Warp Prisms are pretty slippery, so you do have to keep tabs on him. The amount of queens he has is going to make this a little bit easier. The Warp Prism's actually a little bit stuck now, but yeah, Pig's got to try and find some way to claw his way back into this game. Demi close to 80 drones, and the first few mutas are now coming out.
Yeah, they're on the way. I don't think that a 7 is going to be the last few mutas we see from Demi. He is, though, prioritizing that ground army for sure, plus to attacks even on the way. A lot more lings as well. I think Demi just, I mean, he's at 77 drones. He doesn't need a drone anymore. So just make an army and getting these upgrades right here, foregoing a second Evo and Carapace. We've got a second Evo on screen right now, but just mainly prioritizing attack upgrades. And it's getting to about that point where Demi, I feel like it's going to just max out, go across the map, and just try and overwhelm Pig.
Yeah. This sort of reminds me of the, it's like a Legacy of the Void version of the old 2-2 lair, all in from Heart of the Swarm, where you just get as many Lings, Banes, and Mutas as you could, but with the addition of some Roaches. And he can float around here. There's a little bit of defense from Pig already. His Mutas are coming. He's like, alright, gonna pop in a cannon or two, a shield battery, gonna keep an eye on my mineral lines, but one more thing that he's gonna have to deal with while this massive army from Demi marches across the map.
Yeah, come those mutas into the main base. Recall here from Pig. Quick, fast response. Does bring an Archon back, so that's all you really need against a small amount of mutas. Demi is just making a huge ground army here. 21 Banelings. This is like a very A-movie army. Oh, these High Templar are quite vulnerable. Oh, no! Oh, man. Well, there goes all Pig's splash damage. That was it. He cannot stop this army, Zepph. I think Demi is going to get a 2-0 right here.
Yeah, that was brutal, actually. Pig felt that one reverberate through his bones.
Oh,
as
boy.
Demi moves
I think
forward.
every
He's just gonna use Banelings on him more.
I think every Zerg just had an adult moment just now, and every Protoss just woke up in a cold sweat. Like they feel it, even if they're sleeping. And like say in America right now, or it's really really early in the morning, they're just like shooting up in their beds. Like, oh god, I felt like a Protoss splash damage was just suddenly silenced somewhere out there.
That's it. He does hold him back for the moment, but the mutas are still roaming around trying to find some friends. Pig's defense is actually pretty good though, so these mutas are getting pretty bruised for a couple of probe kills. Not really a spot that these few mutas can do a lot of damage, but you know, it's still stuff that Pig can't really afford to lose at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're just diving here on this cannon. Like, Demi can honestly afford to lose all of these Mutalisks and still be insanely far ahead. Look at this bank. Look at this army. Look at the soup. It's just way too much in Zerg's favor. He's thrown some High Templar. He does have some Storms again. But this Roach army can deal with a little bit of bad weather. And now the Banelings, they got one Storm to worry about, and that's about it. Oh, a lot of Banelings just diving on that Immortal right there. Doesn't look like Demi cares. I mean, if he keeps doing that for 10 minutes straight, then maybe Pig can come back. But Demi Love, as much as he's just sort of, A-moving and letting these Zerg's units do what they do best at the moment, he is taking some bad trades towards the end there. That was a lot of Banelings on Immortal.
Yeah, he's done that 2 or 3 times now, and certainly that is a way that Pig could get back into this game. I think he's seen an opportunity now going, okay, you just wasted a ridiculous amount. At this point, he's lost like 3.5k more in resources than his opponent. But the problem is that Demi's got so much money to replenish that army with, and a greater spy is finishing. So even if he did start pushing in here, even if it did look dicey for a second, as soon as there's Broodlords on the map, he actually has nothing that can deal with that.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, Broodlords certainly are, the GG Lords, as we used to call them in Wings Liberty, that was fun. Nice to talk about how powerful this unit is. In this particular game, it is quite powerful. There is no Stargate here for Pig, so there is not even a chance of getting out Fleet Bacon. He doesn't even have Blink. So he actually... Oh, he does have 2 Stargates, but he has no Fleet Bacon. Nothing sizzling in the pan. So he doesn't have the ability to get Tempest up. He can't get a big ball of Blink Stalkers up because he doesn't have any Blink. So when the Broodlords come and knock in, he's going to find it very, very hard to deal with. I mean, Archons technically shoot up, but getting them under the Broodlords is going to be tough when there's this much Zerg there.
I mean, oh my god, please stop using Banelings like that. It's actually hurting me. I mean, he can,
yeah, because he's so far ahead that he can. But you're right. Like if I feel like if this game was a lot closer, Demi Love wouldn't be that lazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so yeah, the Broods are here and Pig has no answer. I think he might tap out when he sees those first few Broodlings hit him.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit pressured for his own
Nice. Pretty good stalk there from Pig. But just, yeah, I mean,
he just gets slapped though by a Bane hit, and now the Broods are here, and these 4 Protoss units don't stand much of a chance as Demi starts to march forward. Probably going to try and keep spread that creep up because he's really only got the Queen support at the moment, but he's just remaxing on Ling's. Adrenal's about to finish as well. So this should do it. This should be the one where Pig dies.
It should. He's making some Void Rays right now, and Pig he's got the heart of the lion, the eye of the tiger, the will of the fight. He's rising up to the challenge of his rivals, but it's just 2 Void Rays. I mean, if Demi Love makes any Corruptors, I mean, does it actually matter if he loses a few Broodlords here?
Not really. And he is still slow marching those Queens forward to try and join up with those Broodlords. So it's not like he has no anti-air. I'm actually... Okay, so he's actually going to pull back. I was going to say, I'm actually wondering if he's going to bother pulling back from the Void Rays, but he's just playing a little safer now and letting the Queens catch up.
Yeah, we got Demi Love still applying the pressure, bringing the Queens up now, and that's... Yeah, I mean, I didn't even consider Queens here for Demi Love, and that's going to make things even easier. These 5 Corruptors come on the way up. I'm sorry, guys. Like I want to tell you all the ways that Pig can come back and potential comebacks here for him, but he is midway in his death animation. This is you don't come back from here. This is a bad situation for Pig. I actually don't see how he does it.
No. And oh no, the Templar get wiped out again. And these Broodlords are just having a field day, more Banelings rolling in, hitting Archons, Stalkers, Immortals, it doesn't matter, there's just so much Zerg. GG comes out from Pig, and Demi takes a nice 2-0.
That's right, well played from Demi. Now, guys, I have been keeping an eye on chat, and we do still need to cast this qualifier. We've been scheduled to be on Twitch TV StarCraft tonight, so congratulations to Demi taking the first map of what we hope to be a bunch more matches this evening. We have to figure out with our Blizzard rep and also just with production and that where the stream is supposed to be, because it is meant to be on Twitch TV StarCraft. There might be a clash, which would be weird because we haven't really had any big clashes like this in a really, really long time. But it's possible. We do know that KSL is meant to be on Twitch TV StarCraft, so we got to figure it out on our end and get back to you guys, I think.
Cool. Yeah. So, guys, we're going to sort that out, get the next match lined up, and we'll be back after a short break for some more StarCraft action. Don't go away.
Dad, the other kids on chat say my voice is cracking.
Well, it just means you're growing up. Here, I think you're ready for this.
StarCraft 2.
Well, you're not a kid anymore, son. You should be playing a grown-up game.
No more excuses. Craft 2 is now free to play. Grow up at StarCraft2.com.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, guys, we're coming in early from the break here just to sort of fill you in on what the choice has been. So we actually do have a local StarCraft channel for Blizzard on Blizzard_ANZ. And what's happened tonight is unfortunately a mess up. Not sure where to point the finger, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're going to be moving Twitch channels to Blizzard_ANZ. And that's where we're going to be doing the qualifiers tonight. So KSL will still happen here on Twitch TV StarCraft. We're sorry for all you Brood War elitists out there for poisoning your beautiful eyes with StarCraft 2 this evening. Don't worry, Stork and all your rest of you boys will be on very, very shortly. I'm actually a little bit upset that I'm going to miss it as well because I love Brood War. So that's where we're going. That's what the plan is. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you did tune in, hope you enjoyed the games for the first best of three. We're going to do the next best of three at Twitch TV Blizzard_ANZ. So we'll see you there. I'll put the link in chat. Appreciate the patience, guys. We'll see you again soon.